The joyride of AI has started. If you avoid it, you will get left behind, so be part of it. But at the same time, know your environment well. Within this joyride, strap yourself safely, keep your minds alert, and keep learning and keep teaching AI at the same time to be successful in this era.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Risk Management Show podcast, where we explore critical trends and strategies shaping risk, security, and leadership today. I'm your host, Boris Agranovich, founder and CEO at Global Risk Community, and our guest today is Garry Singh. He is a president of IIRIS Consulting, which is the largest specialist risk consulting in India, and having also operations across Asia and some parts of Africa. With over 28 years of experience in risk management, forensic analysis, and organizational consulting, Garry provides strategic direction and oversight for the delivery of high quality solutions and services to clients across various sectors and geographies. So, Garry, welcome to our Risk Management Show podcast today.
Thank you, Boris. It's an honor and a pleasure to be part of this very popular show. And
Okay.
thank you for running this. This is really helping a lot of risk professionals across the globe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I believe you will be one of the first from India. We had some Indian guys, but they were mostly from United States. But now you are from India proper. Are you based also in Dubai, right? Your
No,
company
I'm
based
based in Delhi. I'm
in
based in
Delhi.
India.
Okay, okay. So today I believe we will have a thoughtful conversation on the future of risk, integrating AI and human intelligence for proactive mitigations. But before that, Garry, could you tell us a short story about yourself, your career path, what brought you to where you are right now, and what you guys at IIRIS Consulting are up to these days?
Sure. Thank you, Boris. So I started my career back in 1996. I got enrolled into Indian Army as a para commando and operated through some good areas of Kargil and Siachen and some anti-terrorism operations. And with that experience, then stepped into corporate sector in 2002, and almost for last 25 years or so, have been working on various domains within the risk management, whether in terms of strategic risk, de-risking, sometimes forensics, and also integrating various efforts so that we are able to provide one comprehensive risk response available for an organization. And in fact, I am almost stepping into uh, my 30th year of career. And the most exciting about stepping into 30th year is while there is a lot to see behind and cherish that, but there is more excitement in the future because the way world is living, the way world is growing, the way world is progressing, it looks like risk is going to be the most critical subject. And we all need to help businesses and lives to be better risk managed.
All right, fantastic. So let's jump to our topic. So let's discuss from kind of because risk is kind of used to be reactive, and maybe now it's become more proactive. So how is the integration of AI changing risk management from largely reactive discipline into more predictive and proactive one? And where does human judgment remain irreplaceable?
Thanks for thinking that way. As of now, Boris, what I will say is that, first of all, if you look at how the human race has progressed, whether in terms of mental growth, technology growth, and various other aspects, the complete focus of humans have been always to control other things. And these other things can be sometimes Mother Nature, when we say that I'll control the temperature, I'll control the wind speed, and I'll control this, and I'll not let flood happen, I'll not let this happen. Or sometimes even trying to see that what God is doing, I should follow that. So always there has been an effort to control other things. Whereas this is a very unique time in the complete history of mankind when artificial intelligence has been invented with the potential to even control the humans and tell them what to do. We've already seen some very small examples that you're on the web and a machine asks you, please tell me what is 2 plus 2 to prove you are human. And a machine is asking me to prove myself human. And that's a small example, but there are a lot of things of that nature happening. So we're really in a very unique position when AI or this new technology is holding potential to even control humans. And not only that, there are a lot of other potentials which are not even unleashed properly as of now, and things are progressing at a very big speed. So, a few things maybe I will say when people talk about AI to me, a lot of people say, hey, it's another jargon, a lot of things have come and gone by, and other things, whereas I don't agree with them. AI is there to stay, new technology is there to stay. And if you don't pick up this, we may have, as professionals, our dinosaur movement being clicked. And we will not become extinct and will not exist beyond that. So that's the potential of AI which exists. At the same time, when you mention about reactive and proactive, I will say it's very difficult to change to more predictive practices for sure. Because AI is like a new weapon. And when a new weapon is available, a miscreant or a terrorist also gets access to it. So, miscreant or a fraudster can use this weapon without law, without rules, without limitations, and as much as we want. Whereas army, the police, the law enforcement, some other limitations, and so on and so forth. So, how much reactive and proactive this will be will really be dictated by how creative the man behind the machine is going to become proactive. If we risk professionals play it better than the miscreants, that's the key message I would like to say. And at the same time, when we are looking at a lot of these aspects, yes, AI will bring huge amount of things for us, but let's use that to enable us perform better. I think that's where I will see a boundary line for time being, but never know. Maybe it's a question of few months to few years that AI tells us what to do rather than be able to decide anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of a very weird situation. So yeah, let's continue with this human versus machine intelligence. So in your experience, what types of risk decisions should never be fully automated, and how should organization design effective human in the loop models?
So, yeah, that's track. But if I try to put a simple human code on this complex AI algorithm, I will say automation is for processes and judgment is for risk. So while we should have automation to get information, to use tools, to use everything else, but we should keep judgments with ourselves, keep the decisions with ourselves. I think that's a key factor. For example, if you look at, you can automate a firewall, but whether you'll, as a new business, go to a high risk geopolitical market or not, there is no system which will tell you. You have to decide for yourself. And at the same time, if there is something in front of you, it might be high risk, but that means it can also be a high profit value proposition. So whether you want to take that risk or not remains with you. So I think if we are able to balance it well, let machines, let logarithms, let everything politics, make them do things for you at a fast pace. Yes, all that is great. But as long as we keep the decisions
Mhm.
and
So.
these human values which we carry, and these aspects which are very unique to the human race than others, I think we will remain. Let's use the maximum of AI what we can, but let's keep decisions and judgments with ourselves. I think that's where I will say possibly a future solution also lies.
Mm, mm. So, so of course, your AI can amplify both insight and error. What new risk I imagine from algorithmic bias or over reliance on AI, and how can human expertise help mitigate this blind spot?
Well, when we are looking at the overall situation, I think the biggest bias which is right now is the interpretation of AI and interpretation of humans. I think the biggest bias, like I said, is AI doesn't treat humans as humans, rather treats them as data points, and data points as digital as 0 and 1. And at the same time, it also treating data point rather than able to understand that one human differentiates himself or herself than other humans because of various traits. So I think somewhere or the other, when a mind can have two different answers in the same situation on different times, or even at different times within the same day. When this is the situation, I think some or the other, they'll not be able to understand these complex situations which human is made of. So I think the biggest risk which is emerging right now is with some of us is whether you want to be part of this or you want to be not part of this. And the speed and the program and the everything, the way it's happening is if you decide I'm not part of this, you're almost being left out. That's the impression being created. So if you want to be part of the professional world, if you want to be part of all that which is happening, progressive, so-called progressive across the globe, you need to be part of it. And once you're part of it, your own identity is getting questioned, getting challenged, and you become part of a major data set. So I think when AI is getting sold like magic, though it has got its own limited success probabilities to start with, it needs more data and diversity to reduce the bias. I think this will continue for some time. Excuse me. I don't see these things getting neutralized anytime soon. But yes, one of the ways to reduce the bias and make it more effective can be inter-tool sharing of learnings. But I think there are different companies, different commercial propositions, which may not bridge it as of now. So I think a logarithm bias is there to stay for considerable time because AI and human is not the same. And these blind spots, I don't foresee getting illuminated anytime soon, maybe in period of next 3, 4, 5 years.
Mhm. All right. So yeah, important also to distinguish between signals and noise because with AI generating vast amount of risk signals across cyber, financial, operational, and geopolitical domains. How can a risk leader ensure the humans focus on what truly matters?
That's very relevant because it's not only noise, there is also a lot of time noise overload. And this noise overload can actually take away the complete essence of use of this new technology in AI. So, right now, I will say not only noise, but a noise overload, and you're still left to draw the correct signals out of this. So, I think we need another AI tool to get the noise out and get the right signals in. But that AI tool has to be so close to wiring of our brain that what exactly I want right now, I need to find that. And rather than something which is a newspaper that can be written for the complete crowd and you read the same and analyze, I am looking forward to a personal butler service so that this particular AI tool also knows that if I need a dish, how much of spices I need, what temperature I need, and everything else. So I think that dream future is not nearby. I think as of now, the noise overload will remain. But at the same time, I'm glad that a lot of industry specific, a lot of area specific AI tools and new technology coming in. So slowly it's getting shaped up, but city with that is also rising.
Yeah. Let's discuss a little bit about trust, explainability, and governance. So, how important is explainable AI in risk decision making, especially particularly for regulators and boards, and what governance structures should be in place to balance speed with accountability?
Sure. Thank you, Boris, for that. Maybe if I take a step back, when we talk about the risk, I think identifying the risk, assessment of the risk, mitigation or treatment, and the final step of monitoring and reviewing it continuously. So AI right now is contributing to these factors when we are talking about the trust and the regulatory and all these issues. And AI is trying to swamp across all, but at the same time, risk identification is still so much within the human mind that AI is still struggling to move forward. And at the same time, the significant in assessment is great because quick availability of analyzed data. I don't have to spend so much time in analysis of data. AI can give me very quickly. Mitigation again is with humans. And when we are talking about, yes, treatment, because there is choices to be made, there is money to be allocated. But the biggest contribution of AI is to monitor and review because AI doesn't get tired. AI doesn't feel that, okay, there is any kind of less focus I need to do in this space and more focus or anywhere else. So there is a huge amount of complete focus in complete all the areas which can be achieved, which is a huge point for governance, which is a huge point for trust. But at the same time, moment we get into the regulator's domain, none of the regulators will like to have an answer. The logarithm said so, the AI said so. So, which means they are looking at individuals, whether to blame or to give credit. And I think that's a difference. So they will always want accountability. So in case there is something explainable to the board of directors, frameworks, anything else, like I said earlier, they will have the liberty to make AI available to use as a tool, but decision is theirs. So that's where something which will be very important to ascertain, accept, and follow. And at the same time, when we're building or making effort to build a robust governance framework, we should be able to highlight this very clearly. When we've been going to some of the law enforcement agencies, judicial agencies, regulators, and there are a lot of reports available, AI generated or analytics generated. So when you show them this report, they still try to find out who's written it. And they are not accepting if computers written it, that okay, that means nobody is accountable. No, if somebody is written it, I give me that person. If computer is written, who's running the computer, give me that. So the regulator and the government is still in that mode. So I think as of now, let's look at reaching the same milestone to be treated as a tool rather than a final decision maker. I think whether you're a government officer or you're a corporate professional, these are tools available. You cannot blame the tool. You cannot give credit to the tool. Keep it with yourself. Use the tools. Use your human ingenuity. Use your human mind to reach the final decision.
All right, fantastic. So let's discuss skills that has to be kind of acquired by risk leaders in the future. So because AI becomes embedded in the risk functions, and what new skills and mindsets will tomorrow's risk and compliance leaders need to develop to work effectively alongside the intelligent systems?
No, sure, Boris. That's a great way to look at that. How the risk leader or the future risk leaders need to look at these. I think first of all, uh, is the challenge for all of us risk leaders is the speed of information coming to us and the speed of decision making expected of us. Because as of now, means I've seen situations almost when the mail is popping up in your mailbox, the decision was possibly needed 2 minutes back or needs to be done immediately so that the organization can implement something which is very critical and important for the organization. So the speed of decision making is going to be huge. So which basically means for all of us risk leaders or future risk leaders, I don't think we are left with the choice whether you want to use the new technology or AI. It almost has become mandatory. Yes, you need to have these additional tools. You need to have smart technologies. You need to have huge amount of analyzed data available with you, rather than you will have the liberty to start collation and analysis once the question comes to you. So you need to be proactive in your minds. That's one thing which we need to be very cautious as being future risk leaders. And at the same time, in case you still deciding whether you need these tools or not, or you can still live without use of these tools, I think please look at the change of that mindset. There is no way you can live without these tools. You need to pick it up very, very fast. Then at the same time, when you're looking at yourself to be future ready, must align yourself with what your organization is doing and what world is doing. Both of these things are very important because your organization is also a subset of the overall global functions which are taking place. And if you're looking at risk across the globe, I think last almost 13 to 14 months have been the most dynamic change of risk after World War II. That's exactly the globe is going through. Look at the situation of geopolitics. Every day you have new friends, every day you have new enemy. You look at kind of things emerging, whether you want to take over a new country or you pick up sitting president of one country and bring it here. And there are so many objections to it, and there are so many support to it. United Nation, which is so-called the world order for all of us, can only say that this is unprecedented and not good. So, with that scenario, look at how it's happening on geopolitical. Look at how much changes you're getting into the cyberspace. Look at how many changes you're getting into the overall, the way even the cyber frauds were taking place. Look at the total number of even the natural sort of disasters have gone up. If you look at even the earthquakes and the tsunamis, so everything is coming at one go. So you have challenges in all directions. As a leader, you need to be well prepared, proactive, using the tools, knowing your answers, and sometimes I will say ability to guide your CEO before CEO identifies that risk, that what might be coming on. I think risk manager's role is far more critical, far more important than any other times in the history. And our preparation, our training, our ability to almost be the co-driver along with the business leaders is now.
Mhm. Oh, fantastic. So, Gary, based on your experience, what is a kind of major misconception in the field of AI implementation that you see in the workplace?
So I think if I look at definitely as of now, uh, obviously workplace are dictated by companies, profitability, effectiveness, how things can be done in quicker time with lower cost. So most of the situations that we are noticing within the workplace are there to make any organization highly competitive. Because if you look at the present situation, not only this technology and AI is playing its role, but in the world order, apart from all the risks we just now discussed, there is also an economic downturn already hitting few countries, few industries, and few countries and other industries waiting for it. I hope they are able to mutate and avoid it. But otherwise, yes, it will happen to them as well. So if that is what we are looking at, there is a continuous effort by every organization to make them more competitive, whether it's in terms of cost or time. And I will say time has become more important here because if you look at the shelf life of any technology, every next year that shelf life has gone down. What you could invent in 60s and 70s can be running for 10 to 20 years or sometime even 30. What you invent now sometimes is overtaken by far superior technology within days, months, and weeks. So, with that as advent, every company is trying to be more effective on timeline. And yes, like I said, the present condition of economic downturn being visible in few industries and few countries and few regions, they do want to do at lower cost. They do want to sell it at a lower cost. So these are two major challenges which companies are using AI to make better environment. But at the same time, let's not take it away that the same AI, which primarily is getting dictated by large corporate setups, will also start flowing to more human causes as well, because this technology can be equally available in case you want to look at possibility of not only the intelligent quotient but emotional quotient as well. The same technology can be effectively used across for the world of charity. There can be enough things which can be made to even support various causes across the world. But that much is not being seen as of now. But I'm very sure with the more advent of technology, with more possibility of these solutions being made a little bit more cheaper so that everybody can afford it, we will have wider use of this technology coming up. And like I said initially, if you look at AI has become such a buzzword, but at the same time, it is just a toddler. This AI is not even a teenager. So with time, possibly what all this AI can do and what all new technology can do is still to be explored further.
All right, fantastic. So, if we summarize our interview for someone who is listening and would like to walk away with one or the two major takeaways, what would it be?
So I think I will say that the joyride of AI has started. If you avoid it, you will get left behind. So be part of it. But at the same time, know your environment well. Within this joyride, strap yourself safely, keep your minds alert, and keep learning, and keep teaching AI at the same time to be successful in this era.
All right, fantastic. That was very, very thoughtful interview, and I hope we conducted everything that your company is kind of on the forefront of the implementation. Perhaps if I forgot to ask you something that you feel important, please go ahead and uh, make your point.
No, I think Boris, your questions were as such very, very sort of requiring detailed analysis. Just one thing I can add on. Uh, So, as you see the globe from top, it may look like flat, but there are mountains and seas and diversity. So, similar is the situation of different countries, different regions, countries, people within the country, languages. So what USA needs, what Europe needs, may be same as what Asia needs. Where Africa is right now is also very different. So, I think our discussion is awesome, although it looks like the general direction. But who is at what milestone within this journey? We're not all walking together. They're all at different milestones. So I think few things which are not happening in certain regions may happen at a faster pace for them. But yes, it's not constant. So still we cannot take the liberty of putting all new technology and all the world together. We all are at different stages, and respectfully, we should continue to implement as per the stage we are in.
All right, fantastic. With this wise words, we will finalize our interview. And I wish you and your company, IIRIS Consulting, great success, and hope we will be cooperating in the future on some other topic.
Thank you, Boris. Thank you for a great discussion today. Very kind. Have a good year ahead.
Thank you.